Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Electronics for All. So today we will be covering more questions on basic of signal and system, and this will be our last session on basics of signal and system. In next class we will be discussing some other topic on signals and system. Okay, so moving on to the next question. Next question says a Hilbert transformer is a which type of system is a Hilbert transformer? So before knowing that it is which type of system, we should know that what is a Hilbert transform. So Hilbert transform impulse response is characterized by Ht is equals to 1 by pi t, where t belongs to minus infinity from minus infinity to infinity. Now, what is a Hilbert transform? So Hilbert transform is basically a technique in which we use to obtain minimum phase response from a spectral analysis. Basically, in frequency domain, if I talk about Hilbert transform gives a phase shift of 90 degrees, basically converting a signal or changing the phase of the signal by 90-degree is the main thing that Hilbert transformer is used for. It is used in communication systems as well in order to change the signal from cos to sine or sine to cos, and etc. Right. So this is what a Hilbert transformer is. Now it is characterized by Ht is equals to pi t. Now we will see that it is if it is a linear or a non-linear system, it is of course a linear system because we can try both the properties additivity and homogeneity. It will satisfy both the things. So it is a linear system. Next, causal or non-causal system. Now we have to see that it even present for, so if I draw the impulse response, it looks something like this. So this is the response of Hilbert transformer. So it is present for the values t less than equal to 0 also. So Hilbert transform is not equal to 0 for t less than 0. That's why it is a non-causal system. It is a non-causal system. Lastly, if it is a time varying or time invariant system, so it is a time invariant system. Invariant system. We can shift the output and we can shift the input both the ways. We can check. We will get the same response. So it is a time invariant system and it is not a low pass system. Right. So Hilbert transform B option will be correct option. So if I characterize it, it is a linear system plus a non-causal system, a non-causal system plus time invariant system. Right. It is time invariant. Time invariant system. So this is the system classification of a Hilbert transform. Just remember it as a point that it is a linear non-causal plus time invariant because you can see like this type of question if not in gate then some other state level examination it is very common to ask about Hilbert transformer, right? Moving on to the next question. Next question is about direct delta function delta t. So they are asking you to define, so this function delta t is only present at delta t is only present at t is equals to 0, otherwise its value is 0, and at t is equals to 0 its value goes up to infinity. That's why it is also known as impulse function. It is also known as impulse function because what we do, we give a spike value to the input to the machine in order to charge it, in order to see the response that what values, what outcome it will give to a spike response. So for in order to check a system, we basically use delta functions. So delta t is equals to, so delta t is equals to infinite at t is equals to 0 and is equals to 0 otherwise. Also its area is defined, its area from minus infinity to infinity, the area of del t under this curve is defined as 1 because we are assuming this line, if I am taking this a very small interval, right, minus tau to tau, if I integrate it, so it will give me the value to be 1. So this is the complete direct definition of a direct delta function. So its value is option, which option? Option D will be the correct option in this case, right? Moving on to the next question. So next question says that the power in the signal ST is equals to 8 cos 20 pi t. Sorry, they are asking you to find out the power of the signal where signal is given ST is equals to 8 cos 20 pi t minus pi by 2 plus 8 sine plus 4 sine 15 pi t is equals to what? So we can easily find out the power. So these signals are what type of signals? So this is cos signal and sine signal. And if we talk about the power of these type of signal, so the inside of the angle does not matter at all, right? Whether it can have any phase and it can have any frequency. The power will not be affected by these two values. Power will not be affected by them. So on what basis we have to calculate the power? We calculate the power the only on the basis of amplitude. Basis of amplitude of sine or cos signal. So power of either sine or cosine signal is given by amplitude square by 2. That's it. Amplitude square by 2. So if we find out, so these are additive signal. So power will also be additive. So S1t, power of total S is equals to power of S1t, power of S2t. So power of S1t will be, so this is 8 cosine some signal, so the amplitude is 8, so 8 square by 2 easy plus 4 square by 2, that's it, that will be the power. So if we solve it, that will come out to be 32 plus 8, 40. 40 watt is the power. So this is the power of the signal. So for sine and cos, this is the direct way in order to find out the power. This is easiest and most direct way to find out. Other signals are given, so example triangular and other. So there is a proper chart in order to find out the power of these specific type of signals. But if not a generic function is given, then you have to calculate it by using the formula, right? Now moving on to the next question. So next question says that consider the sequence xn. You have to find out the conjugate anti-symmetric part of the sequence. So, what is a conjugate and how to calculate the conjugate anti-symmetric part? So, conjugate anti-symmetric part is given by this xn minus x conjugate minus n divided by 2. So, xn we know whole sequence xn is given. It is equals to minus 4 minus j 5 and 1 plus j2 5, right? So now x star n, if we find out, that means conjugate of the above signal. So conjugate will become minus 4 plus j5. I think there is something wrong with the series because it does not match with the options. Let me check it. So this is misprinted. So xn is equals to minus 4 minus j5 comma 1 plus j2 comma 4. So this is what the given sequence is. j2 comma 4. Now if we find out the conjugate, so conjugate what how to find out the conjugate? Suppose the signal is given like this, plus 4 minus j, so you have to take the imaginary part, and whatever sign the imaginary part is having, either if it is negative, make it positive, if it is positive, make it negative. That is how you find out the conjugate, right? So let's just write the conjugate of the other signal. So that will be 1 minus j2 and comma 4, because it is just having real part. So real part is same when we find out the conjugate of any real part, so that is same thing. Now x star minus n, that means we have to reverse the sequence. So it will become 4 comma 1 minus 2j comma minus 4 plus j5, right? You can write it anyway. 2j or j2 doesn't make any difference, right? So this is what we have, x star minus n. Xn we already have. So in order to find out the conjugate entry symmetry, just add them up. So minus 4 minus j5 comma 1 plus j2 comma 4 minus 4 comma 1 minus j2 comma minus 4 plus j5 divided by 2. Now you have to make that sure that you are subtracting this from this from this, and this from this, right? It should not get hodgepodge with this sequence. Just first number with the first number. So because the arrows is not given, so I cannot say that what number will be n is equals to 0. So if you start from the beginning, or you can take it as center. So n is equals to 0 will be subtracted from n is equals to 0. N is equals to 1 will be subtracted from n is equals to 1, and so on. So subtract it. So minus 4 minus j5 and plus 4. So it will become minus of j5, right? Minus 4 minus 4 minus 8 minus j5, because minus 4 will add up, right? Comma 1 plus j2 minus 1 minus j2. So minus and minus will become plus, and minus 1 minus 1 will become 0. So it will be leaving us with j4, right? And comma, similarly, you can find out the other one. So it will be 8 minus j5 divided by 2. So the complete part is divided by 2. So sequence we are getting is minus 4 minus j 2.5 comma j2 comma 4 minus j 2.5. That's it. So which option is correct? So option number A will be your correct option according to the sequence. So that was a misprint, so we can ignore that. Right. Moving on to the next question. The next question says that if a signal ft is given with the energy E, the energy of the signal f2t is equals to what? Energy formula we know, minus infinite to infinite ft square dt E. So it is given like this. We have to find out the energy of the other signal, minus infinite to infinite 2t square dt. So in this signal, basically energy is whenever we are scaling it, energy is divided by that particular scaling part. So if we are scaling it with 2, so the other energy will be E by 2. But let's just solve it. How to solve it? Right? Let's just assume that this signal, this inside part will become x. Not, let's just take it x. Yeah, you can take it x also. So 2t. So dx will become 2 dt, and dt will become dx by 2, right? So e dash is equals to minus infinite to infinite f x square dx by 2, right? So e dash is equals to 1 by 2 minus infinite to infinite fx square dx. Now this is having energy E, so E dash will be equal to 1 by 2 into E, so E by 2. So here the signal was scaled with 2, and the energy is divided by 2. That's it. Easy way to remember it. Right? Okay, that was all. So this completes our topic, basics of signal system. In next class, we will go to the next topic and we will cover all the topics of signal and system. The previous year asked gate question, all the topics will be covered like this, right? Do subscribe my channel and do like the videos. Thank you.